We are live. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday is my project day. It's also spring break for my son. So we're spending 5 hours in the day with him. And then everything else is like scrambled together to make it all work and happen. So I'm not as active as I normally would be. But we're still here live doing this with you guys to have some fun. Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday. I like having, normally I like having one day in the middle of the week to split between my crazy days. So yesterday was crazy doing videos, YouTube day. Is it St. Patrick's Day, says Xander, man? All right, I didn't even know that. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I love it. And then tomorrow, Thursday is usually my public facing day. So interviews and hangouts and all sorts of crazy all day long. But this is the break to chat with you. Bring some value, bring some love. Let's see. I'm looking for Glenn here in the chat. Glenn, if you're there, let me know. Otherwise, hi to Angela. Ooh, so Angela and Zen, I see you're both here in the chat. Some good news. I think your video goes live tonight. So if you want to see a guest feature starring Zanderman and Angela and Drew, then check out the Top 10 channel tonight. Jeff Bezos, and that's the top 10, and they had a cameo in there, so you're gonna have some fun in there, so go check it out. Akupofmo, yesterday's live was so helpful, thank you. All right, cool, glad that helped. Oh wow, thanks Evan. Yeah, tonight, I'm pretty sure it's tonight. They wanted to roll this out as soon as we could, so stay tuned. Go check that out. And go cheer on Zan and Angela and Drew. I basically gave them a quick challenge, an opportunity to be in one of my top 10 videos. We're playing with it. So we're always tweaking and playing with, you think, hey, you've done 10,000 videos. You should have figured out YouTube by now, right? But we're always tweaking, always playing, always experimenting, always trying to make it better. And one of the experiments is at the beginning of a video doing 4 different sentences, and I read one sentence, and then I've done it before where I had three like I would read 4 sentences, but instead we're doing it that as a test tonight. I pulled 3 people from Movement Makers, and they read a sentence each as well. So they read 4 sentences, but we're cutting it so that it's 1 sentence each. So at the very beginning of the video, you see me, then you see, I forget who's next. Anyway, but all 3 of them are there. And if it works, so what we care about is retention. One of the things that we care most about is audience retention at 1 minute. I'm obsessed with absolute audience retention at 1 minute. Where are you? The goal is 70%. And so always trying to make it better. So we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens. The video will go up, and we'll see if having the Movement Makers as part of it increases our retention or drops it. We'll see. And if that works out, then I love the idea of giving more opportunities to people inside Movement Makers. So we'd have to figure out a system for whoever wants to be on the video to submit, or I don't know, some way to easily give people the sentences. And I love the idea of just giving them more exposure. So when you see Angela and Zan, you'll see their IG handle on there as well. Give some extra promotion on my top 10 channel. So anyway, super excited. That'll be fun. Okay, Glenn, are you there? Let's see. I see Angela, I see Zan, I see Nina, I see Lena, I see Lyndon, I see Saleh, I see Sunny, Sharon, Real McCoy, Dorothy, Dean, a whole bunch of people. Edwin, welcome. Cynthia. All right, well, while we wait for Glenn, if you have some questions I can help with quickly, pop it down below, and I'll do my best to get through as many as I can. Amazing. Also love to promote others. Yeah. We've always done some format of that. Like if people have got the book or something, we shout them out at the end, but I'm excited to put it in the beginning. Anyway, it has to work, right? It's got to work. So at least, we started with a good trio. Zan, Angela, and Drew brought the energy. So we'll see. And it's a good video with Jeff Bezos. We picked one that we knew should do well, typically. So we'll see. Okay, I am Sunny Money says, how do you consistently stay focused on goals? Well, two things really help. One is you create a calendar, right? You create a calendar. So for me, so normally Wednesday's my project day, right? And that'd be write my book or work on Movement Makers or just something where I can do the whole day open, because that matches my ambitions, right? My goal is to be able to not just do what I'm currently doing, but expand that and do more. But now I've got, my son for the next 2 weeks and trying to spend 5 hours a day with him. And that means I have to really hone in on my schedule even more. So this morning I worked on Movement Makers, right? So before he woke up, I was working on Movement Makers so that I have my presentation ready to go for tomorrow. Movement Makers, gonna be amazing. So you have to create a schedule. You have to create a calendar based off of what you want your goals to look like, right? I mean, goals and ambitions are great, but if it's not in your calendar, it's just some hope that you've got for yourself. It's never going to come true. It's the goals paired with the action, and the action is what's in your calendar. So step one is create a calendar. Look at your calendar. Look at what did you plan for today. Look at what you plan for next week and the week after. And then if you look above it, say, hey, if I did that, would I get closer to my goals? And if yes, then great, keep doing it. And if no, then you need to tweak something in your calendar. Super important. And then the next thing is to actually do the thing that's in your calendar, right? To say to yourself that when you schedule something in, that you actually do it, that you actually follow through, that you actually take action on it. So those two things, like get in the direction by putting it in your calendar, and then two, actually following through by doing what's in your calendar. Super important. I love it. Let me do a quick look for... Oh, I see Glenn. All right, Glenn, you got to update your app to join. It says Glenn Hodges must upgrade app in order to join. So you can try giving that a shot. If not, we can figure out another time so you can make this happen, because I'm super pumped to dive into your movement. Let's see. Soul, you lifting? What would you suggest that we do for us to organize our day so our time is not too scattered? I like having different tasks, different themes for each day. So it's a little crazy this week with my son and trying to spend as much time as I am with him. But normally, today would be my project day. Tomorrow would be my public-facing day. So all I have to do is public-facing work, interviews, hangouts, podcasts, put my extrovert hat on, and that's all I have to do. And that keeps me in the zone of just I'm doing many podcasts and many interviews, and yesterday was YouTube Day. I'm doing lots of different videos, but all I have to do is stay focused on one thing, because it keeps me in that same energy zone. I think you could stay a lot more productive, more powerful, more effective if you can design your days, or as much as possible. You may not have that, you may not be in control of your entire day, but what you can control, trying to stay in the same energy zone, makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Glenn says hi again. Glenn, you got to, let me see if I can bring you in now. Glenn, you have to, no, you still have to upgrade your app. It says unable to join. I can't bring you in. You got to upgrade your Instagram app so I can bring you in. Okay, what else? Do you recommend the Warren Buffett investment strategy? If you're gonna dive in and learn, I mean, he's one of the best to learn from, most successful investor of all time. But do you have the patience to do it? He's not the day trading guy. Can you make money day trading? Sure. Can you make money in different investment practices? Sure. Can you make money following Warren Buffett? Sure. Do you have the patience and dedication to actually do it? There's a lot of times when Warren doesn't put any money into something because he doesn't understand it or he doesn't think it's the right timing. So would you sit for 2 years and not make a single investment? That's the kind of patience level you need to have to actually follow through on it. But if you've got that and you want to follow that, go for it. He's one of the best to learn from. People, I think, struggle with, you're taking one thing from this person, one thing from that person, and you're starting and stopping and never actually following through and committing to it. Glenn, yeah, we can reschedule it, no problem. Just connect with Sandra and make sure you upgrade the app so that we can bring you in and make it happen. All right, so we're going to reschedule Glenn. Super excited to have him. So that means you got me. Let's go. Pop your questions in. Let's see how we can bring some value. Oscar wants to come in live. Let's bring in Oscar, see what he's got. Let's see. Here we go, Oscar. Here comes Oscar, I think. Is he coming? In luxury, what's good? Oh, Oscar, how you doing, man?
All right, and you?
I'm good.
And I was surprised that I'm actually getting in this because I watch a lot of your videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was born with a disability called spina bifida.
Okay.
Um and because of that I have limitations on what I can earn because of a disability check. And then also because I don't have that great of a paying job, and I don't know. I just feel stuck right now because I'm also back at my mom's house. It it was a choice because at first my mom, she wasn't doing good. I was working, so I moved back in to help her, but kind of flipped.
And is it a
So
mental disability or physical disability? I didn't catch it.
it's a physical disability.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I do walk. I have a little limp. I don't drive because of the condition. Also, the condition actually does kind of mess with my concentration as well. So,
okay. But listen, I'd much rather have a physical issue than a mental issue. When I broke my neck 2 years ago and I couldn't do anything, I couldn't move at all. I just sat. That's all I could do was sit on the couch in tons of pain, but at least I could think. And
right,
I'd much rather be able to think because that can create a lot more clarity. Where if your mind's a little messed up, then it's harder to do something. So, what are you trying to do?
yeah.
What do you want to build?
Well, actually, I don't know. I watch a lot of videos on like entrepreneurship and also how to utilize what you might have as a talent or something to develop yourself
Okay.
because I have this. I'm starting to think that people get jobs but still they feel like, okay, well, I can't make enough money, or I'm not really liking the job because it's not really what I want to do, and the degree's not really getting me where I want to go. And I'm starting to wonder, is it maybe entrepreneurship is the way to go, trying to find out what's your gift, your talent to try to make opportunity for yourself.
Sure. I think the push into entrepreneurship needs to be from a desire to create instead of a desire to
Hmm.
run away. Like if you
Okay.
if you want to be an entrepreneur just because you don't like the job or don't like a boss or just you're
Mm.
running away from negativity, that's not the strongest reason to do it. It can be contributing, but the thing that will, if you want to have success, is you have to be running towards something. You want to make something for the better, not just run away from a life that you don't like.
Right, right. No, I'm just using it. I just use that uh, as a way of saying create your own freedom if you don't like where you are.
Yeah. So now, but now you can do
So
it, right? Now it's not just kind of the talking about it and the watching videos is a good start.
yeah,
That's step one.
yeah, because I'm trying to learn like new mindsets, new ideas, just to get a direction of where to go. So,
Well, what was the biggest struggle that you've had to go through? What's the biggest fight you've had? Not like physical fight, but within yourself that you've had to overcome.
well, personally, I feel like it's the limitation of the disability, also maybe the mindset of not feeling that maybe I might be capable, but I'm not sure if I'm capable because of the disability. And I think the disability has caused a disconnect in knowing maybe there is actually more to me than I can achieve, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's what you'll love doing, man, for you and for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So think about all the other people who've had. How long have you had your disability for? Is that like from birth?
Oh yeah.
And what age was the lowest moment for you?
What age?
Yeah, like how long ago?
Well, I mean, I've kind of had a lot of setbacks, but I kind of looking back at it now because now I just had a birthday, and so I'm looking back and wondering if the setbacks are self-inflicted.
Partially, sure. But what
Yeah.
age or what was one of the ages that was really hard for you?
Well, I would say let's say 30. I'll pick it around 30 because I guess I picked that number because I think that probably is the age that people could say, okay, well, I should at least have a car or house or something to say, okay, I'm in control of this.
Is that what you felt at 30?
Mm, be honest, I don't remember.
Well, but this is important. Like we got to find, you may not know the age, but our time looking backwards, so that was the lowest
Well,
of the low.
yeah, I mean, well, like I said, I mean, it could be between 20, 25, and 30. Because, again, when you have people doing things and because of their freedom and you feel like, okay, well, I don't drive. Um, I think I did have my apartment at that time, so that wasn't
So listen,
uh
Oscar, take us
that
inside a
but
moment. Like, what was one of the worst moments in there between 25 and 30 where you felt like you had no freedom, other people did, your disability is the reason? Like,
well, I mean, again, I I would say just knowing that there's a lot of people who were doing a lot more at that age, like making more money, having relationships or marriage or stuff like that, and still not being at that place of, you know, achieving any of those things. So I would guess probably 25.
so take us inside one moment when you were 25 ish, where,
Hmm.
like, where are you? Are you your mom's house or your own place? You just met a friend and
No, yeah, I mean, actually, I think I was, yeah, I just, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I gotta help my mom with this video thing she's doing.
you're helping your mom with a
Sorry.
video thing?
Yeah, she's on Zoom working, so I gotta call
Amazing.
back. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
we'll connect again. Much love,
All
Oscar.
right. All right. Yeah.
I love it. I love that guy. Oscar, man, happy birthday. Much love. Um, where I was going with it before his mom needed help. If you're struggling, if you're lost and you're not sure what to do, you're capable of more. I wanted to find a moment. So here's how that process was going to work. Oscar, if you're still watching, or if you watch the replay, here's what I want you to do. Find a specific moment. So it's like, okay, I'm 25 years old. I remember I was meeting my best friend, and he told me how he had his life together, and he just got this job, and he's getting married, and he's traveling, and it just he feels like he's got it all together, uh, and I'm happy for him because he's my friend. But uh, I remember just after meeting him, I sat in my car and just felt like I got nothing going on in my life, right? So I want him to find that moment, and in that, like you guys too, I want, if you're struggling, if you're lost, think about when you were the most lost. You're not as lost now as you were at some point in the past, and he's got his physical disability. So, for you, what was that moment? And try to go specific, not just in general, not just like in my 25 to 30s, like a specific moment. When did you feel terrible? For me, it was when I quit on my business partner. I can go back there really easily and just remember how crappy that one night felt. So what specific moment, and you might have had many setbacks, what's a specific moment that you felt worthless, hopeless, and try to get right there and try to see yourself there again, on that couch, in that car, on that park bench, like something specific. And then the exercise becomes, okay, you know, if that was 25-year-old Oscar, you know, Sharon says going through the divorce, great. Like try to remember a specific, inside of that, a specific moment inside the divorce where, you know, your husband was really mean to you, or ex-husband was really mean to you, or you were fighting over the kids, or your ex moved on already and was dating somebody else, and how that made you feel about yourself, right? Like inside the going through the divorce. Going through the divorce is a process, right? It's not just one day, it's a process. So inside of that, what was the most painful day and what happens, right? And then try to take yourself back to that moment right there. And then the next step becomes, okay, you're now in 2021. Is it 2021? Yeah, 2021. 2021 you now is going to go back and talk to that version of Sharon, that version of Oscar, that version of yourself, right? You're going to go back. What would you say to you? And that's what I was hoping to get Oscar to kind of live with us before he had to go help his mom. But respect for helping your mom figure out Zoom, because we want her to get that sorted. You'd be surprised at the message you can share for yourself, right? If Sharon's going to go back and like you find that specific moment where you're sitting there crying with your hand over your head and you feel like life is over, and then you're going to go back and 2021 can go talk to Angela's saying it's 2022. Is it 2022? I actually legit have no idea. Is it 2022? No, it's not. No, because I'm 41 in May, so it's 2021. Okay. That's such an easy thing to troll me on, though. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what year it is. That stuff doesn't matter to me. So you'd be shocked at the kind of advice you could actually give to your former self. You know, as lost as Oscar might feel right now, he could actually go and give some great advice to 26-year-old Oscar. And then when you realize that, then you connect to the fact that there's so many people who are the younger version of you, and they really need your help, and you can guide them. And even though Oscar's still not done, and Sharon's still not done, and I'm still not done, and Tony Robbins is still not done, growing, learning, improving, getting better, you can still reach back and help. That's why I wrote Built to Serve. You know, that's why we have movement makers, to try to get this out of you and out into the world, to recognize that massive pain and struggle you went through, yes, you know, defines you, but it doesn't have to be in a negative way. It can define you in a positive way, because you're going to now help all the other people who didn't have support, who don't have support. Like you may not have had support, but you can be the support for millions of people now. And that's why your purpose comes from your pain. It's 2021. Okay, good. I legit have no idea. SEO is saying, yes, timelining, future pace. I need to buy your book, Evan. All right, we'll pick up a copy. Sharon says, there was 27 years ago when my ex and I were good friends that are both there for their adult kids. Awesome. Okay. What do we got? Energy's World. Any advice for someone who lacks motivation? You're not excited enough about what you're doing. You know, you've been motivated. You're just not excited about the future you're trying to build. If I was doing cup manufacturing, I would not have motivation. I would wake up every day and hate my life. I'd wake up every day feeling like it doesn't matter, nobody cares, this is a waste of time. And this is the challenge of like, you can have financial goals for yourself, but if you don't actually like the process, if I might have financial, I want to be a millionaire and I'm going to make mugs to do it. If you don't like making mugs, you'll never be a millionaire. You'll never hit your financial goals. You won't do whatever it takes if you don't like the process. So you lack motivation because you're not actually doing the work that you enjoy doing. I don't need motivation to come and talk to you guys. I had to break. I was just with my son. we were doing Minecraft together. I had to break to say, taking a break to come do this, to be here with you guys. I don't need motivation to do this because I like this. This is fun for me. Now, for others, it might be the most terrifying, most terrible thing in the world. Great. It doesn't mean everybody has to go live on Instagram, right? But to find your thing that you don't need to get motivated to go and do, you enjoy doing. If you actually enjoy it, the motivation won't be as big an issue. Make sense? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to run. Thank you for the love. I got to go do a workout and then back with my son. Tonight, we are back on the live stream. If you go evancarmichael.live, Xanderman, Drew, and I are taking your questions for at least an hour and a half. So if you want to pop in 6 p.m. Eastern, evancarmichael.live. We will see you there. Thank you guys for the love. Oscar saying, sorry, mother has a Zoom conference and I have to show her how to eat. No problem. Oscar, I gave some more advice after. So if you go back and listen, I'll save this for you. Go back and listen to the replay. We started the process together. I want you to finish that because it's going to give you a lot more clarity. So I explained it afterwards while you were probably being tech support for your mom. Anyway, appreciate you, Oscar. Thank you for hopping in, sending you lots of love. There's a big heart inside you, and I know that there's a big message that can get out there and serve the world. And yes, you can be in a much better place than where you're at right now in a year if you really want to. And for everybody else, evancarmichael.live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, taking more questions. That's it. And mover makers, I'll see you tomorrow. Continue to believe. Thank you, everybody. Much love.